Good morning, y'all. Yeah, nice Sunday morning, huh? Kind of chilly. But yes, it's me again, Shahida Isophane. I'm just in here with my cup of tea this morning. It's getting kind of chilly already, so I thought I'd have a cup of tea. Yeah. Yes. I just thought I'd check in with you all this morning. And when I woke up this morning, which I already figured anyway, I seen where Fauci was saying that we're probably going to go into this stuff until the end of 2021. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it ain't easy, but you can make it a little easier, I guess. I guess the reality of this thing is we just don't really know when it's going to end. So we don't really know when it's going to end. So I guess we can just sit back, sip our tea, have our cup of soups. No, but these cup of soups. It was what I was talking about in one of my videos. And I get these at Walmart's. 33 cents, y'all. 33 cents. And this is the chicken flavor. They also have the beef. They have the shrimp. But I always get the chicken. I like the chicken better. The shrimps is some little, whatever they are. Look like little Cheerios. So I always like the chicken. And I just spice it up myself. I mean, you can't beat it for 33 cents. And all you have to do, you take off this top. Then it's the plastic coating, so it's well sealed on the inside. Here's this plastic coating. After you pull this off, you pull off the plastic coating. You boil your water, enough to fill it up to the line. The line is probably about here somewhere. But you boil your water, you pour it in. Then there's another little, and you pull all this plastic off of here. After you boil your water, you lift this up. There's a snap right here. Just lift it halfway back. Don't take it all the way off. Just pull the snap. There's an arrow right here. Halfway back. Fill it with your hot water. I usually wait till my water boils. Throw it in, then you flap it back over, seal it down. I usually take a fork or whatever and to hold it down. And you wait until the hot water dissolves. And I don't usually time it, but the directions is on the top. Remove the last stir thoroughly, enjoy. Fill to the line with hot water. It says 3 minutes. See, I never time it. I just check it, and usually when I check it, it's ready. But once you pour the hot water in, flap the lid back down, let it sit for 3 minutes, pull off that top, and I always put garlic powder, some parsley, and I'll put my sriracha or my hot sauce or my hot pepper seeds. Mix that bad boy, all that up in there together. I got a cup of soup in a matter of minutes. 33 cents at our Walmarts in Pennsylvania. 33 cents. So I usually get 15 because these are good. Now that the kids are home and they have to have lunches because school is back and they're being homeschooled. Good lunches, and the weather in a lot of places is beginning to change. It's beginning to get cooler. 33 cents. So these are nice lunches. And also, along with that, a sandwich, a couple of noodles. You can't beat it when it starts getting cold. Couple of noodles. Excuse me, y'all. A sandwich, and a piece of fruit or whatever for dessert. Glass of water. Cup of tea or coffee. You got it made. But just think, even if you get 15 containers at 33 cents, that's less than $5 right there. So that's good. I know they're good for me when I don't feel like fixing anything. I just go boil some, you don't have a lot of dishes to wash out. No dishes. Because all you're doing is boiling water in a pan, so after that you just wipe it back out. Or rinse it if you even want to. Wipe it back out and put it back up. Get you a fork. And I use a plastic fork. Get a fork, eat your cup of soup. When you're done, throw it in the garbage. So I just said that to suggest some ways into maybe saving $1, being a little thrifty to the way you shop. They're pretty good. You not like them out of all these soups that I've tried so far, noodles rather. But I've got to get in the habit to try some more. There is a couple more I tried. But I got to get in the habit of trying others. Because we got to do something, because Fauci is saying we're going to go into 2021. It's already been, 6 months? 6 months. September, October, November, December. 3 more months would be, now? So we got a whole more year to go of this year, 9 months or more. We never know. So that's why I keep talking about staying covered up, and I guess we'll be covered up a little more now because the winter is coming in, but in some places it'll still be warm. I like drinking my tea like this with the spoon. But again, I was talking about, oh yeah, y'all gonna watch the games today? I know the Eagles are playing. Go Eagles, go Eagles. The Cowboys are playing some day today too. Oh. I ain't gonna say nothing about the Cowboys because I know my son, he's a Cowboy fan. And I'm a go Eagles, go Eagles. So we'll see what happens. They're not playing each other today, of course. They're playing on separate teams, the Eagles on one, Cowboys or whatever. But I will be watching today. So with all that being said, I just want to remind everybody again to start stacking up, because we don't know what's coming around the corner. I have an idea. But you look at all these, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, storms, the fires. Aren't those fires something in California? Oh my God, and I have a grandson in California. He's up there somewhere on the other side of the mountains, and one day he was on his way to the store and he looked up and he said he could see he said it was getting all smoky from over the other side of the mountains, and he could see the little flitters of fire or whatever, and he was saying it's getting more and more, and I was getting more and more nervous. And every time I look at it on the news, I cut it off. I'll pray, and then I'll text or call my grandson, check on him, make sure he's okay, because I couldn't imagine myself living somewhere and you look up at, and even on the news it showed how the people had to put their car lights on in the daytime because it was so smoky and you could see all the smoke. So it's so much stuff that we're living through. And then when I'm sitting here talking about, well, we need to do some long-term stacking up of supplies, and then on the other hand, you do all this, and then the big fires come, and you have nothing, and the big floods. So really, you don't know what to do. But I also believe in thinking ahead, because some people never think ahead. They never think of tomorrow. I know we can't, how can I say it? We can't live for tomorrow, I guess, but we can plan just in case we see the next day. Because if we don't plan and then we be here the next day, sometimes we be lost because we don't have what we could have, because we didn't have any plans on seeing the next day. If y'all know what I'm trying to say, because I don't. But yeah, y'all got it. So I was just thinking of some more stuff that maybe you just all needs to think about, that you may need in the long run. Because again, like I said that they're going to be running out of a lot of things. Some things we may not get back. Some things we may have to wait forever to get back. And then there's a lot of the stores that's closing up. A lot of places closing. And even though you can do online shopping, not even always sure about that, because there's so many different companies springing up. You just don't know who's for real and who's not. But on the other hand, I said with this long-term shopping, it's not going to hurt. Because if all this was to end tomorrow and we went back to normal, we haven't lost anything, because it would be things that we need anyway, and we would already have it, and we wouldn't have to buy that. That would be money saved on another shopping trip, because you don't have to buy the same stuff because you got it. So I don't know, but on the other hand, I'm just saying it's best to be safe than sorry. So I jotted down some more stuff. I know I did this in some other videos, but as I think of stuff, I just like to bring it to your attention, because a lot of times the young people, they have never experienced stuff like this. They're used to doing their thing. They're used to spending their money on their nails and their toes and their hair and their eyes and their ears and their butts and their tattoos and their ears piercing and whatever else. But you got to slow it down. You got to now think about what's coming our way. Especially if you have children, and especially if you're living on a budget, if you have a limited account, you gotta think about, if you have a limited income account, you gotta think about what's more important now. A lot of this stuff, you can learn how to do yourself, because a lot of you are already real talented. Very talented. It's just that in order to make more money, you gotta have a license for certain things, especially like doing hair and nails and all that. I mean, a lot of very, very good at it. So take that time to take some classes or what have you, so that you can make more money. Save some of that money towards trying to open your own shops. Because you're very, very good. I know one particular person who was very, very good in doing hair. All you had to do was bring her a sample out of a magazine, the hairstyle you like, whether it's braids or otherwise, she could do it. I always called her the traveling, I just say hairstylist, beautician or whatever, because she would come to your house. You could come to her house. She'd have people waiting. Yeah. And she was good. So, a lot of the stuff you need to learn how to make money for yourself. Instead of always giving it to someone else, because there's money to be made in hair. There's money to be made in nails and the lashes and all this. So instead of spending your hard-earned money and the money that you don't really have for this stuff, learn how to do it yourself and make your own money, which I do see a lot of young people doing now. But you got to keep it up. You got to do it the right way. Be business-minded. Take some business classes. Don't try to scam people. Don't try to get over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do it the right way. Get your own. So that your kids do not have to struggle. Think about your kids. Put some of this money away for the kids. I know it's hard now, and especially at a time like this, you can't be saving no money for college. I mean, you barely living, so how you can save for college? But even before all this came about, and for those that can afford it now, put some money, whatever it is, $5 or $6 or somewhere I read. And I think I jotted it down somewhere at one time. I don't know where it is now. But if you saved, it was a certain amount of money from a very young age, a certain amount of money, I think it was every week. And X amount of years, you could become a millionaire. So that sounds so good if you could really do it. I have to look it up again or whatever. But anyway, yeah. If you just, even if you could just settle, you'd be surprised how when you throw change in a jar, how quick that adds up. Even though now they're running out of change. So that's good. Now you got that change to give them, because unless you have credit card or debit card or whatever, they can take it off of that. But if you're using cash or money and they're sure to change, so what are you going to do? Going to give them an extra dollar or whatever? If the order comes to like $9, $9.50, and you don't have, and you give them $9.50, I mean, you don't have $9.50, and you give them $10, so what is they supposed to keep you 50 cents? Don't pay me no mind, y'all. Don't pay me no mind. But there's nothing in here but tea, and it's getting cold while I'm running my mouth. But I just want to help y'all. I want to help those that don't think about stuff like that. Yeah, it's just time, to step back. I remember when I was much younger, I worked in a silk screen factory for 10 years doing the silk screen shirts. I remember I used to Around 1,000. If you ran 1,000 sheets in one day, we got a free lunch. Yada, 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 free lunch. Hey. But, and now people are doing that silk screening. So, there's so many things you can do, and now it's a good time to jump into it, because especially for those that are at home now. Now it's a good time to think about how you can work for yourself. Yeah, I used to think about it so much. What could I do from home? I said, what talents do I have? What can I do? When I retired, I wanted to work from home, but I said, what can I do? So now, I'm doing this. And I'm not, at this point in my life, trying to get this big pay. If I was doing this some years ago, trust me, I'd be getting paid. I'd be getting paid. But anyway, I'm doing this now to keep me going. Well, before this COVID-19 came in, I've been wanting to do this because I knew this is something I would enjoy doing and something that I can do. Except for the technical part of it, I'm going to need help with, all this technical stuff. But it's something I want to do, and it's something I want to carry on with my family, and hopefully someone in my family will also get interested in this, and that they can become monetized and do something with this. Now, if along the way I become monetized, yeah, I would love it. But, I'm not dwelling on it because, but anyway, if such things happen, it happens. But my main goal is doing this for, hopefully that someone in my family would carry it on. Also for the entertainment and information that I can give to viewers out there. And at this point, it's something that's really keeping me going because I enjoy what I'm doing. So, and like I told a couple of my kids, I have 5 grandchildren. I told a couple of them then, I said, well, at least when I leave this land, you know how sometimes you wish you could hear the voice of a loved one after they're gone? And you said, if only I could hear their voice again. Well, now you're not only going to hear my voice, and this is to my family, my children, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Not only will you hear my voice, but you will see my face. So each morning when you wake up, you can put on another video of me. It'll be like I never left. So that's something to behold right there. If nothing else comes out of this, at least I'll still be here with my family. Okay, so with that being said, now I'm going to just go over a few things that to remind you of some things that maybe you can kind of stack up on, because we don't know what kind of winter this is going to be. We really don't, and we don't want to be stuck out there in the dark, in the cold, just whatever, ever. So it's not going to hurt to, if you're used to going to the store and buying one thing of dishwashing liquid, buy 2, put 1 aside. Next time you go back, buy another extra bottle. What you know what to do. I'm just going to suggest some of the stuff that I think of. I think I said Band-Aids before of all different sizes, especially if you have children. Alcohol. First aid kit is a good thing to have anyway. A first aid kit in the medicine cabinet. And always go back and check it and make sure you have the things you need in there, such as the tweezers, the band-aids, the gauze, all that. So yeah, it would even be good to keep some charcoal. You know what I'm saying? Keep some charcoal, and if you have already have a barbecue pit out back, you never know, you may need it. The gas may go out. Gas and electric may go out for a couple of days or weeks. So I'm just saying. I remember years ago when I was a young girl, and my cousin and I, he's a guy, he was a guy, God bless his soul, we had a discussion on whether you could barbecue outside in the winter. He kept saying, you can't. I kept saying, you can't. He kept saying, because of the wind. But first of all, I didn't say anything about the wind. I just said that you can barbecue outside in the winter. Now, maybe he said that because back then we had much worse winters than we have now. When it snowed. I mean, you'd be walking down the street or be standing on the corner waiting for a bus, whatever. Your toes would be stuck together and your fingers, I don't care how many socks you had on and gloves, your face, everything would be froze. So I remember we would be walking to school. We had to turn our face to the side, put our hands down, cover our face up with the neck scarves, everything, of the blizzards. So maybe that's why he said it then, because you can cook outside in the winter. So, especially if you have a grill and it has a top, you let that top down. So anyway, how do he think the people made it in the wilderness and the forest? But anyway, so, yeah. So what do I got down here? Man's like lighter fluids. I know they have the instant cold lighter where you don't need the lighter fluid, but it's best to maybe have both. And if you need a lighter fluid, all you have to do is go out and put your fluid on the coals, and don't go right in and light it. And what you do is you let that fluid, lighter fluid, soak into them coals. Give it time. Go spread it out on them coals. And while you're prepping your food or maybe cleaning your chicken or cleaning your other meat or whatever you're doing, do that. Let that lighter fluid soak into them coals. Then go out and light it. And let those coals burn down. You don't want to go out there and throw your meats out there while it's flaming high. You want it to cook nice and slow. So hopefully it'll come out nice and tender. So, I don't know. But everybody has their own way of doing it. So you do it your way. And I'm just saying. Okay. So what did I say? The battery operated lamps and the battery operated radios. And I do have a lamp, battery operated lamp with a radio on it. And I'll get it one day and show it to you. But as for now, I have to drink my tea because it's cold. But yeah, make sure you have enough phone chargers. And another thing, if you could get the portable charger and keep it charged up. Put it somewhere so that in case of emergency, you have an extra charge charger that's already charged up, you know. What about cough syrups and aspirins and Tylenols and Epsom salt? And also extra Pampers and other baby supplies have extra, because you never know. I would even suggest, because I believe they still sell them, get a couple packs of diapers. It won't hurt. Because I'm telling y'all, things is going up. Prices is ridiculous. It's going up. Even though they said in the beginning of this stuff that if you go into these stores and you see where the prices are hiked way up, you're supposed to report it. But how many people do, and how many of them are going to stop because they're trying to make money too. So do the smart thing, because no one's going to look after you like you. No one's going to take care of you like you. So you got to be one step ahead of the game. We got to go back to learning how to bake for those of us never baking. I'm one of them. The only thing I ever baked was sweet potato pies. When I was much younger, I made peanut butter cookies, and there was an oatmeal. Now, when the last time I made, which was this year, I tried making the grandkids some peanut butter cookies that they didn't go for. So I'm not a baker, but I always wanted to learn how to make my own biscuits. Oh, I love hot biscuits with butter or jelly or syrup. Sometimes, y'all, and ain't nothing wrong with me. Say if I got 3 biscuits in front of me, I put butter on one, syrup on another, and jelly on the other. Because that's how I like my biscuits. And if I'm not one of the odd ones, oh well, but that's the way I like it. I'm not saying I do it every single time, but sometimes I do. So, but yeah, I want to learn how to bake more. That's why I say stack up on with your flour, your sugar, your baking powder, your baking soda, your nutmeg, your cinnamon, your vanilla extract, all that stuff. It's so much. It's so much. It's so much that you need to get. But yeah, like I said, back to the baby supplies, stack up on some of those things, and just go to the dollar stores, a Family Dollar. You'll be surprised. I mean, you could decorate your bathroom from the dollar store. You can decorate your kitchens from the dollar store. And then they got stuff to carry on to the bedroom, living room, whatever. I have a daughter that can show you what to do with that dollar store stuff. Yes, I'm telling you. I have a daughter that can get down with it. So I even said, and another thing, is your tea and your coffee. Look for your bargains and use the coupons. The buy one, get one free. I never used to buy food at the dollar stores. I might go in there and get my snacks. I would put like milk in there. But to really do a shopping up certain things, and no, I didn't. I would always go to the market until one of my daughters turned me on to this. And I said, well, yes, I can go here to get this. It may be in smaller quantities, but it depends on how much you need of what, how much you use or whatever. So, yeah, I would go in there and I would get my hot pepper seeds, bags of beans is another thing. Bags of beans, and I think I put that down here too to mention to y'all. You go to the dollar stores, you're only paying $1 for a bag of beans. You can get like 5 different bags or 5 of the same kind, whatever kind you like. $5, you got all these beans. And that's another thing you need to turn the kids on to is beans. Beans and rice, girl. You can have beans as a side dish with whatever else you have. Beans, pork chops, and rice, girl. Beans, chicken, and rice. Beans, rice, and neck bones. I have fixed beans, rice, and pigtails. I love pigtails. I don't eat them like I used to as much. Maybe once no more than twice a year, but yeah, beans, rice, and pigtails. Beans and ham hocks. I know a lot of these kids are not used to eating beans because they're so used to eating the fast food. But girl, talking about fast food, do your own burgers. I remember when my kids were coming out, I made my own burgers. I put in like green peppers, not onions, but if your kids don't like green peppers and onions, then you make some without. But yeah, but mine did. So I put the green peppers and the onions and another thing you can do, make up enough so that, and freeze them. They have the little separation papers that you can divide the burgers in. So you don't have to throw out the whole pack if you freeze a lot of them, whatever. So make so many up and freeze them. Then when you want a burger, you just take them out and, fix it. Let it thaw out and then cook them. But yeah, I used to make my own burgers. When the ice cream man came around, yes, they would get ice cream off the truck, and certainly water ices. But when I went to the market, I would buy popsicles and ice cream and water ices, so that every time the trucks came along, I tell them, well, now you can just go in there and get your own. You ain't got to pay all that money. And then sometimes, if I didn't have the ice cream or popsicles in the house, you go ahead and get it. But you got to go ahead and get it off the truck. But you got to learn how to be thrifty with less. It's not about showing off to the neighbors or to the friends, I got this, I got that, or because you look like this, I'm going to look better. It's not about paying the celebrities all the time. Sometimes you got to pay yourself. Pay yourself by learning to live on what you have until you do better. Learning to make money for yourself, your own money, do your own thing. Instead of being such a worshiper of others, worship yourself. Do for yourself. I'm telling you. So, I'm trying to see what else I got on here. And I said about the bags of beans, and you can go to the dollar store and stack up on your snacks. Yes. And that's the best place to go instead of in the market spending all, unless it's something special that you want from the market, snack-wise. But some things, what I'm trying to say is some things you can get cheaper. You go to the dollar store now. For instance, with these cups of soups, and keep in mind, if you go to the dollar store, they're going to be, of course, $1. But if you go to Walmart's, 33 cents. 33 cents. And the different flavors are chicken, beef, shrimp, and they have the hot ones. This is the mild, well, yeah, it's not hot. And when I see the hot ones, I get the hot ones also. And even with the hot ones, they're not that hot. So I'll add more hot pepper seeds or sriracha and my parsley and my garlic powder. And you can fix yours any way you want to. You don't have to add anything. You really don't. I just add my seasons because that's how I like it. So I said extra Band-Aids of all sizes, alcohol, first aid kit, Match Light or Kingsford charcoal. Also have some lighter fluid on hand if need be. I'm just extra blankets. Remember back in the day when they used to have the army blankets? Woohoo! Talking about keeping you warm. But those things on you only needed one on you. Put a sheet under it and then that blanket and you're good to go. So that's another thing. That would be a good deal if you could find some more army blankets. Extra blankets. If you could get those extra sets of the zip up comforter sets like Rose with the hoodie and the zip up and all that. Another good thing, to try to keep you warm, and get some ones for your children. I think I went over everything that I could think about on here. Tea, coffee, bargains. Look for bargains, coupons, buy one, get one free. Shopping at the dollar store. Yeah. Bags of beans. Yeah, get your kids, turn your kids onto beans, onto more healthier foods. All that money spending on microwavable stuff, when a lot of times you can make the stuff yourself and it tastes much better. You can make your own French fries. These are just suggestions for some. Some things work for some and some don't work for others, but for the other ones that appreciate the tips and the advice, all well and good. But you can make your own big bags of fries. Just get your cutter. Get a cutter. That's going to cut the potatoes all at the same size that you want them. Your freezer bags, and they're not doing nothing to make up all your fries. Your bags of potatoes, make your own fries and freeze them. And of course, there's you can go out to the market still buy this or that, but I'm just saying in some ways you can kind of save money. Make your own burgers is another thing. And you can even freeze those. You get the freezer bags and get the ones that has a space for you to write in the meat that you're freezing, say pork chops, September 1st, 2020, or what have you, or used by such and such a date. But always write what it is and the date that you froze such meats, or the expiration dates, or both, or all three, whatever. So, and always as you put more in the freezer, if you have pork chops already in the freezer, you went out and put more for the freezer, move the ones that you already have to the top. So, the next time you want pork chops, you would eat those instead of the ones that you just put in. So, a lot of this information is for beginners. A lot of young ladies are just, as well as some guys, are just starting out, and certain things they don't know. It's a lot that I don't know, but I'm just saying information of the little that I do know. Only trying to, if we all work together, we can get through this. We all got to work together. And like I said before, a lot of young people and never went through this stuff. A lot of young people need to slow down and see what's going on so that you can better help yourself. So I'm looking at this list. I think this is all that I have on here today. I think I said cough syrups, your aspirins, your Tylenols, your Epsom salt, sugar, flour, all that good stuff. There's different seasons that you use. You know, you can go to a supplies place, Sam's Club, and get some larger, the economy sizes of a lot of things. And, you know, it's good if you have freezers. If you have a freezer, start stacking up on those meats. Start stacking up. I know a lot of people are getting food stamps now and are getting extra because they're not working, so they're getting the amount that they would have, that they should be getting if they're not working. So you're kind of getting extra stamps. So if you can, what some people should have done when they got the $1,200 was went out and got one of those little, 4 feet or whatever, freezers, upright freezer, whatever, and start stacking up. Man, if you have kids, that only come to a couple $100. You can get one of those freezers for starting, I guess, from like 2 something, and stacked up on the meats. You know. So I'm just trying to come with stuff that will hopefully help out, because this is really something for, especially for people that can't handle it, for people that have lost their homes, people that have been evicted. When I say lost their homes, I say evicted, it's the people that own their homes, and some of them has lost their homes because they couldn't pay taxes or whatever, or about to lose it. People are being evicted from their rentals. There's more and more homeless people, especially with their children. You can kind of get by in the summer in the home at being homeless, but in the winter, that's when they mainly die. And there's more and more domestic violence going on in the homes because there's so much tension. So there's going to be so much flare-ups. And some of the homes are already going through stuff, and then with this COVID-19, it's heightening up the tensions in the families. People are getting divorced, separating. Child molestation is going on. All kind of sexual abuse. More drugs are being taken. Oh, for the ones that can't. For the ones that can't. It's pressure. It's like a pot of covered water boiling over on the stove. That's what it is. And then they say this may go into the end of next year, and they ain't even got here yet. More and more people are dying. More and more tempers are flaring. So if some of us just could come together, each one teach one, each one help one. If I have a loaf of bread and my neighbor has none, give them half. Or at least enough to make 2 sandwiches, 4 slices. If they knock on your door and say, well, I got this lunch meat here, but I ran out of bread. Could you give me a slice of bread, a couple? Yes. If you have two and can spare it, give them one or half a loaf or something. We gotta share. We gotta help. We might be doing okay. I'm okay. I got a roof over my head. I got food. My bills are paid. I feel fine. I'm getting through it anyway. I'm getting through it. But my neighbor may not be. Well, that woman walking down the street with the two kids may not be. So, you help them. You help. You share. Because you never know when someone may have to share with you. I remember again years ago. I'm so old, I keep saying years ago. But it was years ago. Guess I was like in my early 30s, maybe, whatever. Whatever. It was on a Sunday. I cooked my Sunday dinners on Sundays, on Saturdays. I remember on Saturdays, I would be up half the evening after kids go to bed. And I'd be up cooking my Sunday dinner, so I don't have to cook on Sunday. But anyway, a couple of times this older lady would walk past the house on Sunday. And, my kids would be out there playing, whatever. I don't remember how I got in the habit of fixing a plate for this lady. I'd fix her a plate, give it to her, she'd go on her way. I think it was because I knew she had, some problems going on, damn mental problems. I knew she had family, such as some daughters. That's all I knew, but I didn't know, of how much help they were giving her. So whatever way, I began giving her a plate of food on some Sundays. I don't remember. But anyway, this one particular Sunday she came by, and I fixed her a plate of food, and one of the kids took it out to her. Then it came back in and said, well, Mom, she dropped her plate. And I made her plate, I put it in the bags or whatever, but maybe when she dropped it, some of the food fell out. I don't remember all that. But as a matter of fact, I didn't even go back outside. I just fixed her another plate. Gave it to whichever one of the kids, they took it back outside to her. So then it came back in the house and said, Mom, I gave her the plate. And then she stood in front of the house and she made the sign of the cross. And, was praying. So till this day, I always felt as though, that was her way of thanking me and maybe blessing the house, blessing my house. So, and you do things for people not for show or bragging rights and all that. You do things for people from the heart because you want to, not because you expect something in return, but because you see a need and you fulfill that need. So that's what God would want us to do. That's why I say it doesn't make a difference if you go to church or not. Church is supposed to be a place where people congregate that have the same thoughts, that have the same belief of their higher power. Like if you're a Catholic, well, it's all Catholics that go to the Catholic Church. If you're a Christian, it's all Christians that go to a Christian church, and all Muslims go to their place of worship, and so that's what it's supposed to be. But everybody in the church don't always think the same way when it becomes to what's right and what's wrong. So that's why I believe it's what's in your heart. You could go to church every day, hoop, holler, put $100 in the collection box every Sunday, be dressed to the T, and be the biggest devil in the church. So, I believe as long as you have the word and the belief of God in your heart, And you come as close to him as you can, because no one is perfect. Never be perfect. We'll never be as good as God. But we can be as close as we can. My mom always said, as long as we follow those 10 Commandments, as long as we ask God to forgive our sins. But he's not going to forgive our sins if we keep making that same mistake over and over again. If we keep committing that same sin again and just ask the Lord to forgive you, but he's going to say that you're playing games with him. So, you got to, say what you mean and mean what you say. You got to show him how much you love him. And come as close to him as you can. And one way of doing that is showing love to other people, showing respect to other people. You don't let people take advantage of you, run over top of you, and use you and control you. No. But you have respect and love. You can love a person and not be with them. You can love them from afar. So, I just want to comment and let y'all know that I haven't given up, and I'm just going to do whatever I got to do. Because I was sitting back and I kept noticing, I look at my watch time. I told you I'm just still learning this. My watch time medicine, I felt so good because it was moving up. But then I started noticing it was going down and down. I'm saying, well, why are the watch time minutes going down? I thought once you accumulate a certain amount of minutes, they're supposed to go up, because at first that's what was happening. And then I looked at, because I guess I didn't get that far into it when I was doing the research of YouTube. But anyway, I was looking at one of Rico Bizarre Foods, who is another YouTuber. Y'all got to go there and see Rico. He eats some bizarre stuff. He just ate what was it? Peanut butter on a pickle. Yeah, and a lollipop and the cheese. So y'all got to go there and check Rico out. But anyway, he had mentioned about the same thing, and what it is the more videos you do, the more your watch time goes up. And you can't be slack. You can't do like one video a week or one video on a Monday, then wait till Friday, do another. Just got to keep them going. You got to keep them going. And that's what I was trying to do. And sometimes I'll do 2 videos in one day. That's why a lot of times you may see me with the same stuff on, because I've did 2 or maybe even 3 videos in one day. So like I'm taking baby steps. I'm learning. I'm doing different things here and there. And I think I read it where you can't get monetized for, such as, I guess, doing other people's poems. And that's why when I do these poems, I never make it like they're mine, of course. And you can tell by the way I read them, they're not mine. But I always mention the person's name who wrote the poems, because I don't want nobody to think I'm taking other people's stuff. So I was doing the poems just to come up with things to do, because like I said before, I'm really not that much of a talker, and that's just something I'm really interested in. So at this point, I'm just trying to think of things to do until I do what I really, really want to do, including what I'm doing now, if you get my drift. But I just want to do things a little differently and be more like open, and right now that's not the case. But so I don't even know if I may even have to start a different channel. I don't know how this work, but I'll find out, and I'm learning as I go along. So I think that's the important thing. But it's important as you learn, as you go along. I'm having so much fun with this stuff. It was some other information I want to share, but I don't see it right now. But those are the main things I wanted to go over, to just to let you know. Those of y'all that and yes, with your toilet paper and your paper towels and your dishwashing liquid and your cleaning supplies, so much stuff. But I'm gonna end it right there because I'll go on and on and on and on and on. And oh yeah, and your different vitamins that you're taking on. You better get those together also. Who knows? They may fly off the shelves. Your lotions and deodorants and soap. And I'm going to end it there. Because I done wear my mouth for a long time. Because I'm just getting the hang of this stuff. It takes a lot out of me to sit up here and talk this long. Because, like I said, I'm not a talker, but I got to do this because I want to do it. So, y'all, I just want to say again, as I always say, to stay covered up. Keep that nose, mouth, throat, hands, and yes, your eyes covered up. Because we are in this for the long run. We're in this for the long run. So we might as well get used to it. Remember, don't depend on nobody but you. And the man upstairs, he got you. So with that being said, y'all, because I know y'all tired of hearing my mouth, won't you please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you may be notified of another video that will be coming soon at a place near you. Until then, love, peace, and for today at least, chill. Leave those worries behind and thank the man upstairs for another day.